Hello.
Hello, hello.
How's it going?
Welcome. Happy Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Special episode of the
Special episode. Yeah. Took time out of our barbecuing. Actually.
Yeah.
And we actually had to talk about if we were actually going to go live or not.
That's right. Well, you never know. I mean, it's 9 o'clock on the East Coast, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Our West Coast audience might struggle. Well, Ping's here.
Yeah. Pink's here.
Ping's here.
There you go.
Okay.
Got some West Coast representation there. So, Gulf Coast, he's done barbecuing, I'm sure of it, but he was first.
He's first.
Hey, Gulf Coast.
There you go. He ain't first, you're last. So,
He's not last.
He's not last. Yeah.
How's it going?
So, yeah. No, we talked about it, and we were like, we'll see what happens. So, we're here. Memorial Day.
How was I was gonna say, how was you guys' Memorial Day?
It was nice. We didn't do much. We went to Walmart. We didn't really do much anything else. We just got some stuff to grill for this afternoon and this evening, and that was it. We didn't do much else. We packed up what we needed to pack up, and because I guess Poshmark and Macari don't recognize the fact that it's a holiday, so they were yelling at me, and it was like, "It's time to ship this stuff," and we're like, "Oh, okay."
How? That's like, okay. Ship.
If it makes you feel better.
Yeah, it's like.
But yeah, that was really all we did today. Just kind of move some stuff around and getting ready for what we're gonna do next week or this week. So should be fun. It's gonna be hot.
Oh, jeez. I'm not looking forward to that at all.
It's gonna be humid.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We're pushing 90s, which is unusual for us.
Ugh, we're gonna be in the high 80s.
Still cooler. But
Yeah.
Hi, Susan.
Hey,
Hi,
Susan.
Susan.
This is happening. It is early. It's early on the West Coast, that's for sure.
It is.
Marketplace Boutiques here. Hi, boys. Kayaking all day. I'm awake, really.
Well, think about it like this too. By the time this live is over, I think the sun is still gonna be out.
Yeah.
Ours is still hanging out.
It's hanging out there, but
Yeah, it's going down though.
it's not here. But Rosie says Monday. That's right. It is Mondays. It didn't feel like a Monday, that's for sure.
No.
Gulf Coast went to the most expensive flea market in the world for Memorial Day. Well, tell us more.
I want to talk about that too, actually, when we're done with our...
Yeah. Pings was nice and quiet. Just watch YouTube and eBay.
Nice.
Okay. Nice.
I know this girl from somewhere. I'm not sure where.
I think she's stalking you.
Probably. Yeah. Going to be in the mid 80s. So.
Yeah, same.
The lack of humidity would be nice, but yeah, we're going to be high 80s tomorrow, kind of humid, and then we're going to dip back down in the 70s. It's spring in Pittsburgh. Get rain, we'll go back down, so don't come back up. We'll go back down, come back up.
So, I mean, I can't wait for 4th of July because that's when I'm going on vacation.
Yeah.
Half chance that I might not be able to do the show, but if I do, it's gonna be coming from Big Bear. And that's assuming that the other 10 people in the house let me actually do it in peace.
The other. Well, so you're in a house, okay? Well,
A cabin, yeah.
All right, yeah. I was gonna say it sounds like the internet coverage might be a little bleak.
Hey, but wouldn't that be something though?
Yeah, live from Big Bear, that would be great.
Yeah.
You could sit out in front, like on a porch or something, and let everybody see what we're all missing.
Oh, there. So where I got, there's actually a lakeside view, so I could probably do that.
We'll be very jealous. I don't know if we'll want you on the show.
Yeah, I'd be like, he's gone. Kick him out.
We literally just set off fireworks and went back inside.
You might see the fireworks show.
Well, we're allowed to. They're legal here now. They weren't illegal for a long. Pennsylvania had the dumbest law ever. So every state surrounding us, I think New York, maybe New York not, but every state surrounding us had legal fireworks, like personal use legal fireworks, and not like the ones they have in California, like
the Safe and Sane, right?
No, not those. These are blow your hand off fireworks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like you know what I'm talking about. The ones you see anyways all the time in LA, but they're technically not legal. But
Yeah.
Yeah, every state around us had it, and everybody would do the same thing. They'd all go to Ohio or West Virginia, get fireworks, come back, and then nobody. And most of the time, the cops didn't care unless you were being disruptive, because it's not. We don't live in a dry area, so the chance of you lighting something on fire is pretty slim. So, yeah, we would. So finally, 3 years ago, they finally just made them all legal, and now we can buy them locally, and yeah, it's great. We set off like real like last year we had a couple mortars that were like boom, boom. We're like, oh, that was bad. That's why that cost so much money.
Right here, they're actually getting more strict about it, because everybody goes to Vegas to bring it back here.
Yeah,
because I think up in Oregon it's also illegal. I have no idea, but everybody here goes to Oregon, and they're bringing it back here. But now I think they have like a special task force. I don't know
Yeah,
if that's
sure.
if in the boxes here, but they actually doubled the fine now. I think before it was like 1,000. Now they raised it up to like 2,000 to 3,000 per firework if they find you within,
Oh, yeah.
and jail time.
Oh wow.
And
Wow.
yeah, they're getting more strict about it. And I think I know somebody who would always go get it too. He was just like, oh yeah, before it would cost us like maybe 100 or so just for one piece. They sell them. They're expensive.
Oh,
and
they're
it's
very
like-
expensive.
They're very. And then last year when all this started, his guy told us like, oh yeah, the price is gonna about triple or quadruple. So now it's gonna be like 400 to 500 per piece. At least here for you guys might be better, because now it's not illegal no more.
Oh no, it's. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can spend thousands of dollars buying fireworks, but like a couple years ago or last year when I went and bought them, there was this like, I don't know. It's just like a big box, and it's like
Yeah.
2,000 shots or something insane, and it's like $1,200, and you're like, wow, that's a lot of money for 25 seconds of fun. But we
But
buy
it's-
like the value packs or something. I think the last couple of years we spent like $200 or $300 on fireworks, and there was no lack of fun. I mean, most of the time we had leftovers, and all the kids wanted to hold Roman candles and stuff like that, so it was fun.
I mean, this is one of the best 25 seconds that you'll get. I mean,
Mhm.
when I
Oh,
spend
yeah.
that much money, oh god, I'll just go to someone who will, and I'll just watch them.
Man, they had the fireworks place I went to had a firework called "Watch Out, Terry." Did you ever see that YouTube video? The guy
Yeah.
with the wheelchair, whenever he lights it
Yeah.
and tries to back, it was like,
Oh.
"Put it in reverse, Terry," and they had him on the cover trying to, and I'm like, "That's the best firework." I had to buy it. So
I have him on a shirt.
yeah, but yeah, those things can get expensive. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I've seen people walking out of there with like lots and lots of money, but
Mhm.
Pittsburgh pickers see the love. Rosie can't wait for vacation. She's going west. That's right.
Yeah.
A Thundercats lot for $1,500. Super Nintendo in the box for 1,000. Loose figures for 20.
Ouch.
Did anybody tell him that gas is almost $6 a gallon? I don't think so.
Yeah. Nice.
I mean, that
$1,000.
talking about the flea market, right?
Yeah, he's talking about. He said the most expensive flea market in the world.
Wow.
I mean
I want to
If
know where
the-
that it's at.
Florida.
So it's got Florida, yeah.
Oh, sounds about right, actually.
But $1,000 for a Super Nintendo in the box. Was it new, like never out of the plastic type new in box? Because that,
Yeah.
I could see that. But $1,500, you got to be kidding me. Hi, Kristen. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it.
Happy Memorial Day, and then of course, thank you to everybody who served,
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
and of course,
And those of you that, those of you that know people that didn't make it back is what this holiday is all about.
yes,
Yep.
But-
yeah, that's what.
Yeah. I get a little.
Yeah,
But hi, Storage Bandits. Thanks for coming in.
that's
Storage Bandits.
Prior to fireworks becoming legal in Pennsylvania, it was legal to sell them in PA, but illegal for PA residents to buy them. But out-of-state customers can buy them. That is true. That is
Right.
very true.
Wait, it was legal
Yeah.
to sell them, but illegal for you guys to buy them?
Well, so two of the biggest firework manufacturers in the world, well, in the country, are here. Zambelli and what's the other one? They changed their name recently. I can't remember what it's called, but and they would sell. Pennsylvania couldn't make it legal for them to sell, their stuff to other people or to other states and to private citizens and things like that without allowing the sale of fireworks. But the deal was is that Pennsylvania residents couldn't buy them. So for a long time they had like 2 or 3 fireworks things that if you walked in there you had to have an out-of-state driver's license to be able to buy them. And then eventually they just gave up on it and realized that.
So weird.
Yeah, well, I mean, Phantom Fireworks, one of the biggest firework manufacturers out there, all their stores in Ohio and West Virginia were set up along the border. I mean, they knew what they were doing. And you get in and out of there in 10 minutes real quick, and they knew what they were doing. So, yeah, we finally got rid of it. It was just a dumb law, but yeah, it was insane. Let's see, we got Ed loved the shirt, the Taco Bell shirt.
I got it from Jimmy.
That's right. Webster, Florida is where that flea market is. So if you ever find yourself in Webster, Florida,
yeah, I'll probably just keep going.
Is Webster, Florida anywhere near the beach? Because I don't.
It probably is.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's inland, probably not. But if it's on a beach, you might find me near it someday. So,
right.
Yeah, he said no plastic on the box though. No, so it was brand new inside. So that's close.
I mean, technically, it's still not new then.
No, it's.
Well, so I'm
oh yeah.
I'm trying to.
No, that would not be new. That wouldn't be new because it wasn't even open box either. But it's not new.
I think back in the day they just had the sills on them.
Yeah, they didn't have plastic.
They had those little circle sills on them, so it could have been new.
Yeah.
Now $1,000 worthy though.
It was cut open. Yeah, I don't know. It's still not worth $1,000. So, whatever.
I mean, not to us, but probably to somebody who really wants it.
Oh yeah, somebody out there. But I mean, that's probably. I would be curious to know how much eBay prices are on those new in a box, because they can't be more than $2-3 grand. Maybe.
And maybe it still might be worth it then. Make that quick $500.
That's right. Yeah, maybe you should go back, Gulf Coast. What's up, Shorty? Thanks for coming in.
Hey, Shorty. Did you guys get any beaver nuggets?
Yeah, Sarah did. Sarah got beaver nuggets and the blanket.
I completely forgot.
She had a blanket.
Mine.
They had to go somewhere else to do their auction because I guess something happened in their apartment complex. So they were. I don't want to tell. They could tell the story if they want to, but anyways, she had a background which was a Bucky's blanket, and she auctioned it, and Sarah got it.
I'll tell you guys when I tell my flea market story.
Oh yeah, so yeah, Sarah got a blanket. She got I think the habanero ones, and then the cheddar cheese ones. I think.
I wanted to try that, but I completely forgot about the auction. Sorry, Shorty.
It's okay. If you're like me and finally just gave up with Whatnot and their notifications, and I'm like, Whatnot app notifications off.
Oh yeah,
I don't even want to see them anymore.
I turned them off too.
Yeah. So, Fartsack Jack says fried pickles this time around. So, loves his pickles. There's just not much you can do about it.
Like I said, I bought the bumper sticker. One, because my son destroyed mine that I got in Kentucky at Bucky's, and then so I was like, oh man, they got the one that got destroyed. So cool. So I bought that. Plus, that killed that to get the shipping, right?
Mm.
And then every time I tried to bid on something of theirs, it wouldn't take it. I was like, what is going on here? The app was messing up. My computer was messing up. I was like, yeah, whatever. I guess I'm just getting a bumper sticker. It's like, man, I wanted some beaver nuggets. No,
but don't worry. Starting tomorrow, their servers are definitely going to be able to handle the traffic.
Uh-huh. No problem there.
Right.
No, the flea market's out in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, I guess I'm never going to be in Webster, Florida then.
Yeah.
You never know.
Those are usually the cheapest ones you find.
Normally, yeah. Normally the ones out in the middle of the nowhere are really good. Those are like the hidden gems, and ours is not ours is out like right off the highway, like literally off the highway, and it's just if you wouldn't drive back there, you'd have no idea it's back there. So, and everybody goes.
Is there a big sign that advertises that it's a flea market at all?
Yes. In fact, they have the trailer part of tractor trailers. They have like 4 of them along the highway that says Trader Jack's, and then when you're driving towards like the street that you would turn on, there's a big sign with an arrow that says open 365 days a year, that kind of thing. So they advertise it pretty well. But they've been doing it for years, so people know it's there.
Wait,
I
so
think
so they're still open during the winter months?
they have an indoor like area, and it's not that big, and I don't think a lot of people. So it's kind of funny. Um, they like the indoor area is almost like storage units for some of these people. Like
Mm.
there are people that literally just have junk piled on shelves in this indoor area. Like you walk in and you're like, what is that? This one guy, he's probably got 1,500 to 3,000 board games and puzzles just piled on shelves. Like stock. Like I every time I've been there, I've never seen anybody at this area. Like it's always just been covered in dust and sitting there. And then on Memorial Day, though, there was somebody there, and I'm like, wow, somebody actually works this little area. And then there's another guy that just has literally a pile of junk. Like at one point, there used to be something there, like a structure, but it's been taken over by the junk. So it's just like a big pile of junk in the middle of the floor. But there's like the guy, like you said, all the Chinese import crap. There's one of those inside. There's a guy that sells like he almost has his own little like comic book store in there. Um, there's a guy that does records and sports cards in there. There's a food court in there. There's a bar in there. There's all kinds of weird stuff in there. But yeah, it's open all year. And I don't think they do much business. Maybe they do. We just never been in the winter. Like most of the time in the winter, we're kind of focused in on other things, but we've never actually been. We should go though, because it's on the way. Like we pass it when we go to the bins. So maybe
It might be.
we will. Yeah.
It might be good for you during the winter when you can't really source much, or when you
Right.
have because you guys said you're trying to get a death pile. It might even be better for you to get rid of things quick.
Yeah, maybe a good idea actually. I don't know. Well, look, I hope we'll be talking to more people there and asking them, what it's like in the winter and stuff. But we'll see. I don't know. It all is weather dependent for us. Like if this Sunday, if it looks like it's going to be raining, we're not going to go. So, but we'll see. Storage Band just wants everybody to hit the thumbs up button. That's right. What do we got? 17
Right.
watching, 9 likes. We can do better. Ping says, one year we drove to Disneyland parking structure to see their fireworks on the 4th of July. There was a few couples there as well. The next year, the lots of cars were there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's because you can see the Disneyland fireworks if you live
From
near
the
there or
parking-
certain spots.
Yeah.
I mean, instead of paying the 100 whatever it is for the ticket, just pay $20 to be in the parking lot.
That's a good idea. That's a
Cost
good idea.
savings.
There you go. It's cheap. You don't have to deal with
Sit
the crowd
down.
either.
Sit down and
Exactly.
eat your bologna sandwich.
That's right.
And
Get the
and
folding
I
chairs. You're good to go.
and I don't know if Rosie knows this, but they actually brought back I think 2 or 3 of the nighttime attractions that they took away. So she
Oh,
might
yeah.
be coming at the perfect time.
Okay.
Cool.
There you go. I'm sure she knows it.
Nice.
Knowing well, like fried pickles in limited quantity. That's right. The following year, Disneyland started charging for parking for the folks to see the fireworks. You just can't. You can't get anything by those guys, can you?
No.
I wonder if they increased it then, because I know parking's $20.
It's probably like 80. Well, so like it's funny because like our casino is parked right next to the Steelers Stadium, and our casino has like 5 or 6 floors of parking, and it's free all the time. Well, it might not be now, but it used to be free all the time. To self park, if you valet, I think it's like $5 or something like that. But so it's right next to the stadium, so when they first opened, nobody would pay. People that wanted to go to the Steeler games would just go to the casino and park, and then walk over to the game, because it's like you're looking at $40 to $50 to park for a Steeler game. When it's free over there, you just really can't tailgate or anything. But who cares? So people would park it. So now the casino got smart, and the only people like I've played there semi frequently, and there was a year where like me and my buddy would go like every other Friday or something. So they would send me a parking pass in the mail, and they'd be like, "Hey, if you want to come down on Steeler Sunday, well, you can park for free." Everybody else, it's $40. So they got smart with it real quick too. But yeah, can't get free parking anywhere these days. So, hi, not so shorty refills. Thanks for coming in.
Hey.
Sarah is excited about the blanket. Fartsack Jack doesn't like hot pickles unless they're fried.
Yeah.
We'll have another in 1 or 2 weeks, so you'll be able to get
Awesome.
the beef nuggets. So there you go.
Well, I want to try the chips too, the cheddar cheese ones. I want to try the ones that aren't spicy. I
Yeah.
can't do. I could do the hot Cheeto ones, but for some reason I can't do any other kind of spicy.
can't do anything spicy. I just the wings we had today were great, and like it was so spicy that by the last three, I'm like, they're so good, but I gotta keep eating. I can't stop.
Well, was it mild or actual hot wing sauce?
Jimmy, you might know this sauce. I don't know. Do you have Quaker Steak and Lube out your area?
The closest one's about hour and a half, but yeah, we do. Yeah.
So Louisiana Liquors is the name of it. I think you can buy it in bottles on the West Coast. I think I've seen it. It's
okay,
and it's their combo barbecue sauce, Cajun, and ranch.
Ooh.
All three together. And it's good. So it is spicy, but I mean, to everybody else in the world that like eats spicy things regularly, it's probably not that spicy. But to me, it's pretty spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll probably be spicy.
It'll tear me up. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's good. I mean, if you ever see it, the logo looks like a highway sign, like a green highway sign, and it says Quaker Steak and Lube on it, and then it will be called Louisiana Liquors, and it's quite good. They were real big for like, I don't know, in like the late 90s, early 2000s around here. They had a bunch of restaurants around. They started in Erie, I think. But anyways, they lately they've been closing a lot of shops and stuff, but they still have their bottled sauce everywhere, so it's good.
I'll keep an eye on next time.
Yeah, if you ever see it, yeah, it's good. Daytona Flea Market was expensive too, except for the perfume. Bought a suitcase full of it. It all made it on the plane. Did it make it off the plane though too? Because that's key. I saw my suitcase tumbling down the conveyor belt whenever I got back from Vegas. It just cartwheeled its way onto the thing. I'm like, oh, that's good, brand new suitcase.
Yeah, and it's like you're like,
yeah, you're like,
same,
perfect. Glad they were. Well, Sarah had the bottle of champagne from the wedding because they gave us because I don't know what it is with Las Vegas, but they love to give away free champagne for things. So they gave us a bottle of champagne for our wedding, and neither one of us are really champagne drinkers. And she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna bring it home, and we'll have it on like our year anniversary or something." And then she put it in her checked bag, and like it's down the conveyor belt in Pittsburgh. I'm like, "Oh, there goes that bottle." But it made it, oddly enough.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was good. But
packed it good.
Yeah, they did. Kristen says, Adam, thanks for the help with Whatnot. As it turns out, they had to generate my labels for me and email them to me one at a time. Gave me a grace period for the glitch. Yeah, she was trying to print things out last night, and Whatnot was just not cooperating. So here's the story. Saturday was a hot mess. Our fire alarm went off 2 times because the batteries were dead. We took all the inventory to our community clubhouse, did the auction there. So,
well, was it better doing it there than at your apartment?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm curious.
I didn't see it. I think I was shipping or something. Sarah watched the whole thing though. So our local antique mall has slot machines. Yeah, we have slot machines at the Trader Jack's, our flea market as well. I don't know if they're legal though. I don't think they're legal slot machines. I think they're no. So I don't know if this was an Ohio thing too. Did in the bars when we were in our 20s, did they have the games of chance where they looked like slot machines, they played like slot machines, but all they did was give you credits, and then like if you were a guy that they knew, they would give you money for it and then reset the machine. But if they didn't know you, they could just be like, no, that's just for fun.
Yep. Sorry. Yeah. It's like, yep. Then they have the little computer screens and, when you play them down on the bar. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I think they are, because there's still some of them around here. But I don't know. Pennsylvania could have allowed legal slot machines in certain places now because we have gambling, so I have no idea. But I did see them, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of funny. Sarah doesn't think she can ever have a death pile. Tried for one day, but I couldn't do it.
That was a plan for winter, though.
It is. It is. Is there a way to find where the flea markets are?
I just Google.
Yeah.
Just do flea market, swamp meets. I don't know if that's how they say it in the East Coast. Because, we call them here swamp meets. We call them down here.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah.
But and then just ask around because there might be some hidden ones that is not on Google, and there's just ones that people know about. Just gotta get those contacts.
I don't think there's an app or anything though, is there?
No.
I wish.
Those are right. Those are purely you got to go out and find them on your own.
Didn't Treasure Hunter app have them listed?
No, just yard sales.
Just yard sales.
Yeah, just yard sales.
Because that when they were, I guess, connected with Craigslist, that's how they got all their data.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was when they were good.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. Their mapping tool was awesome. If you paid for the app and you could map it out to where. That was awesome.
And I was about to buy it before they announced that. So I'm like, "Aw."
It's sad.
It made it nice too, man. It made it so easy.
Because Craigslist is a pain in the butt to keep looking at.
Because without it, you're doing that figure eight, you're doing the star. You're like, oh crap, I was just over there. That. I mean, it lined it right out. It was like, no, start here and work your way.
Or you're in the neighborhood already, and you drove by and hit that garage sale, and then you're like, "Oh, this is our next one." And you didn't even realize that was the street you were just on, and you're like, "Oh crap, I was already there."
Yeah.
Or it takes you on a trail to the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that's happened.
Yeah.
Thank God I have a truck, so we wouldn't have made it out of there. Rosie watched the live stream of Phantasmic just the other day, so I think she knows.
Cool.
Okay.
Did they bring back Phantasmic at Disneyland? I know. Disney World, it's not back yet. Yes, they did.
Yeah, they brought it back already.
Okay. Well, the rest of that is all them talking about Disney. So we'll move on.
I'll
wanted to talk about flea markets. So go for it.
So how they were saying right now, the most expensive flea market. Normally, my flea market's cheap. Well, sometimes. But today, I don't know if it was the same with you, Adam, during when you went. The flea market was unusually very, very crowded, even early in the morning when I went. This time I woke up late, unfortunately, because I wasn't feeling good, but I was good enough. Yeah. So we went, and it was uncharacteristically crowded. And I'm pretty sure it's because a lot of those people were, of course, out of state, they're just not from the area. So I'm pretty sure family brought them over. Mm-hmm. And even my guy, thankfully for me, it was still the same, but they were charging them a little bit more than normal, and I'm pretty sure you know why.
Yeah,
more traffic.
Well, more traffic, yeah, and I'm sure. Ours was busy. We haven't been there yet this year, so I couldn't tell you whether it was normal or not normal. I think with us, it's a little more weather dependent too. Like if we get a string of good weather, then more people come out, whereas the last 3, I was talking to the guy across the way, and he said the last 3 weekends has been rained out, so they really haven't done a lot of business. He's like, so I'm thinking today's going to be really busy, and it was. There was a lot of people there. I don't know that it was that much busier than it would have been any other time. I think there were more vendors though. I think that's what somebody said to us, that there was a lot more vendors this weekend than they've ever seen before. And I think a lot of people are in that space are starting to come out of their shell a little bit now that COVID things are kind of easing. I think a lot of people maybe didn't do a lot last year because of all that stuff, so they didn't maybe go to flea markets as frequently, and I think a lot of it has to do with that too. That, and I just talked about it. I just finished filming that video I said I was going to make about how to survive recessions and stuff. I think you're going to see a lot more people shopping at flea markets for personal use items because they can get a deal. There was a guy across the way from us selling bottles of Tide. Now, I have no idea if it's actually Tide, but I mean, maybe.
I mean, he could have been an extreme couponer. He could have been an extreme couponer.
That's what Sarah said too, because she was like, keep an eye on him and let me know if he's making any money, because if he is, she's like, I'll extreme coupon. She's like, I've done it before. And I'm like, really? And then I thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, she could totally do that. She has the patience for it.
Well, I mean, at my flea market, there's probably at least 10 vendors that sell all that stuff that you buy at the stores, all personal care things. And I'm like, okay, how are you getting it like this? And that would be my only guess too, actually, extreme couponing.
Yeah, or buying expired pallets or something like that.
Yeah, and it's funny because there's actually one. They were very strategic and they're smart about it. I give them props. You know, it's Walmart, but their store name is called Wilmart. I think it's actually pretty cool. And then of course, it's like you said, everything they buy is off season or close to expiration. But I
Yeah.
think it's just cool how they made it like sort of in that same
That's smart.
that you know the way
It is
the
smart.
layout is, and the name is almost the same, but it's just hilarious.
I don't know if I'd ever buy soap from one of these guys.
No,
I don't think I would.
you don't know where it came from.
Well, he was charging $8 for not the massive bottle, but like the bigger bottle, not the mini one, but like the bigger bottle of Tide. And she was like, "Wow, $8," and I'm like, "I think it's probably like 16 or something in the store."
Right.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I bought dish detergent, so I have no idea. But I'm sure he's got to be cheaper. And then he had, so there was a couple things about this guy that made me laugh. One, he was really organized. Like when he was putting things out, he was putting them out in such a way that they were perfectly lined up, like very OCD, which I found really funny. But then on top of that, like he was, I don't think he sold that much. I mean, he sold all his Tide, but I don't feel like he sold much else. And all the other stuff he was selling was like for $2 and $3. So it really wasn't I don't know that how much time we'd want to spend in doing something like that to be able to make $50-$60. So,
I mean, it makes you think, because if you could sell that at the flea market for like $1 or $2, how much money are you actually making off of it?
some of these extreme couponers get things for nothing though, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I mean, if the show is even slightly accurate, I think some of these extreme couponers can get things for next to nothing. So, I don't know.
I was watching that show, the cheap steaks, and yeah, they go very over.
Love those guys.
I think I was watching the one that's.
How much of it is real and how much of it is just is just shtick? Where
I mean,
just doing it for the camera.
I mean, probably for the camera, but they probably have some kind of like that's probably their way of life, but probably not to that extreme. Just like maybe parts of it. The rest is probably for the camera.
Like that, there was one guy that was literally taking leftover food off of people's plates and putting it in to-go containers.
And
I'm
I've seen
like,
that here actually.
Really?
Yes. Trust me. I mean,
That's disgusting.
Way, dude. Like, and it wasn't
Well,
like he
it-
was taking their leftover fries. He was taking like half-eaten burgers and putting them in to-go containers. Like, yeah, it's my lunch tomorrow. I'm like, you are out of your mind if you think I'm even gonna put that near my face.
well, some people don't care and they're that desperate.
No,
It's just,
no.
nope.
I mean, especially now, man. I mean, like you want COVID? Eat somebody else's burger. Like, no, definitely not. But yeah, no, there was a guy that, and some of these people are just downright rude. Like, the one guy walked into a diner and got a water and something like a piece of pie or something that cost like $1.50 or something. Like, he literally ordered the cheapest thing on their menu and then went around all the tables and stole all the sugar packets.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, so you're doing this and you're saving yourself money, but you're costing somebody else more money. Like, I mean, it just as a business owner, I would throw that person out quickly. I'd be like, no, dude, leave. I don't care about your $1.50 piece of pie. Get out of my store. Like, I don't want you here. So,
I mean, I agree with you. Probably half of it probably was because of the camera, but they don't probably go that extreme.
man, they were funny though. We laughed quite a bit. The lady that fed her ex-husband the cat tuna sandwich, she was buying cat tuna and she was like, oh, it's the same as the regular stuff, and she would make tuna salad with it and make tuna salad sandwich for her ex-husband when he'd come over and fix stuff. And I'm like, first of all, a can of tuna is not that much. It's what,
No.
98 cents.
It's
The cat tuna is 42 cents. Like, if you're at that point where you need to, yeah.
Pay the
Or
50 cents.
Yeah, like the 50 cents is not. You can't be eating, first of all, that much tuna where 50 cents is going to compound so much that you're struggling. The second thing is, it's for cats. Like, it's not the best cut of the tuna by any stretch.
No.
So,
Probably
yeah.
the tail fin.
Probably parts we don't even want to think about. Shorty says we're going back to the fire where they had to move. It was awkward and good at the same time. I was telling Sarah that a whatnot moderator came in. He apparently heard about our show through the grapevine, and it was awesome because the guy was born in Texas. Well, that's pretty cool.
Nice.
So that's their plan. They're going to have their employees buy things now. Just kidding.
That's what they're doing. No,
my first impression films. Thanks for coming in. Fake Tide sometimes at the Flea bootleg Moonshine Tide.
Oh.
Plus, I was that too, but I was gonna say they're probably diluting it also, like extremely.
Oh, I think they're going. What's that stuff they sell at the dollar store?
I mean, it's the same thing, isn't it? It's just
no. There's one that's it starts. There's a I can't remember the brand name. I've seen it. I could see the bottle in my head. It's like dollar store brand laundry detergent, and it's like it looks like the cheapest stuff. It's probably all water with like this much soap in it, but whatever it is, that's what I was thinking it was. Like they were filling it with. But yeah. Mark says hi. Hi, Mark. Sun is what Sarah said.
Sun, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting something else here.
Sarah's done extreme couponing where she got free stuff. Also gotten like $200 for $50. That's pretty good. Yeah. Hi, Cameron.
Hey, Cameron.
Cameron?
They have fake labels on the Tide, and the police were cracking down in some states. Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ping uses double coupon years ago to get items for pennies. I would then sell them at the flea market for just a few dollars. It's pretty cool. Yep. I mean, it's an idea. This was way before all these dollar stores popped up. Stores no longer double coupons here. Yeah, I think they do. Some stores here do, but I'm not 100% on it. She got it for half off. What, she fed her ex cat tuna? Brilliant. Moonshine Tide means they make it themselves. Oh, okay.
Oh, I see.
Oh, all right.
Maybe. Or maybe they just get 3 of those, like you said, the dollar detergent ones in that big one. There you go. You sell it for $8. You still make your $5.
And what are you gonna do, right? Like you're gonna come back to the guy later and be like, "Dude, the Tide you sold me for $8 was bad," and you just be like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Don't buy it then. So I don't know, but he did sell out all that, and he was selling like body wash and stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna do that. Like I don't know. I mean, and I'm sure that stuff was sealed because those do still have seals on it, but I don't know. There's another guy that sells dog food and like cat food and stuff down the way from us, like down the aisle from us, and that's expired, and I don't like that idea at all. But I mean, he sells a lot of it, and it's sad, but he does. And then there's another vendor right across the way from him that we see all the time. He sells diabetic socks like crazy.
Those things don't work.
I
bought some.
I don't even know what they do.
They supposedly have more cushion on the bottom. I didn't feel anything.
Oh, I thought it was a pressure thing. Yeah. Like I thought it was supposed to like add it compress your leg so that it helps with like circulation or something. But I don't know.
All I know is that it hurt even more. That was the worst $5 I ever spent for 2 pairs.
It's like
they're probably not very stylish either.
No, they're just your basic socks, but supposedly they're diabetic socks.
Yeah, I'm not 100% certain what they do, but yeah, those people are always there. There's a couple people that do like plants, and there's a couple people that do like produce and stuff like that, and they're local farms that just come out and do it, and the rest.
And
of
I tell you, my flea market has a live crab.
Live crab, I know, and I know how they're getting them.
Can you say it on there?
Yeah, you can, because people used to do it in the bay in San Francisco all the time, and they'd get crab pots and they'd throw them off the side of the piers and stuff, and they'd throw them off in the morning, and then they'd come back later at night and pull them up. And that's illegal as hell because
I was just
you
saying,
have to have a permit to do that.
are they allowed to do that? That's what
Yeah,
I'm
I mean, but realistically, like, what person, what agent or whatever is going to stand there and wait for some guy to come back? Most of them, they pretty much have to catch you, and I'm sure the fine's not much, but that's how. There was a guy that used to do it. And he's like, yeah, I used to sell it to all the restaurants down in Fisherman's Wharf and stuff like that, and I'm like, that's just sad, but all right.
Yeah.
I'm like, how much you charging for blue crab? Can I get some? but yeah.
But yeah. Oh, it's like I was gonna tell you about the lady from the flea market.
Okay.
I completely forgot. But so I mean, you guys already know at the flea market. Well, I want to ask you, did anybody lowball you like really bad?
No, we went in with the intention of basically selling the stuff for the profit we could get it for, like the profit we were expecting to make. So like all those Funko Pops were going to go on Whatnot that Saturday before, and we were expecting to get $5 tops for all of them. So we sold each Funko Pop for $5. The big Jerry from Seinfeld apartment ones we were asking $7 for those, and nobody really argued. Because when we found out why, because we went inside and there's a guy that's all he sells is Funko Pops, and we saw 4 or 5 of the one we were selling for $20. So we're like, oops.
There you go.
But the idea is that we were prepared to sell them all for between $5 and $8, and we just sold them all for $5 because we just wanted to get the idea was to get this stuff out of there because it was taking up so much space, and it seems like that market is kind of getting very flooded. And we found out why, because there are people out there that have thousands of these things. But yeah, that's kind of what we did. But no, we didn't. We got one guy that was kind of rude. We had like a bag of like army men and like cowboys and Indians, like the old plastic cowboys and Indians. Mm-hmm. And like then there was some random ones in there, but like I'd say like 30% of the bag was old Marx toys. And if you don't know, Marx, M-A-R-X, is an old toy manufacturer that I don't think is in business anymore. And they made things like that. They made like, what did they make? Like steel trucks and stuff like that too. And they make so anything with that logo on it is going to be valuable because people collect their stuff. And he came up and he's like, "How much you want for the bag?" And I'm like, $5. I'm like, "There's some." I'm like, "30% of the bag's probably Marx." And he's like, "Oh, I don't even know what that is." He's like, "I'll give you a couple bucks for it." He's like, "But I'm just gonna give them to my grandson." And I'm like, "Nah." I'm like, "I'm gonna stick at $5." I'm like, "There's probably 2 or 3 figures in there that are worth $10, a piece." And he's like, "Well, if you don't want to take a couple bucks, I'll go to $3." And I'm like, "Nah, I'm gonna stick at $5, dude. Like, it's a bag. Like, it's $5."
Right.
Like,
Oh, keep going.
So that was really the only person that really lowballed us. We did have a few parents, man. Parents. They're killing our sales. Because, like, kids would come up and, like, they grab the Squishmallows, especially the Disney ones. And they'd be like, "Look, Mickey!" And they were like, "Do you want that?" And they're like, "Yeah." And they'd be like, "Yeah, I want this." And they're like, "Well, that's all the money you have to spend today." And the kid would get like, "Okay, but I still want it." And they're like, "Well, you have Mickey stuff at home." And we're like, "Shut up, Mom."
Right.
Let the kid buy it.
Yeah. I mean, I do the same thing too when I'm there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's a similar situation. What I'm gonna say is it's exactly like that. So over there, I hear it consistently. Somebody wants a pair of shoes for $10, right?
Yeah.
They always offer the 3, 4, 5. It's like no, 10, 7, no 10. So they keep doing that. And there was this one particular vendor that Belen was getting a plush for, and I was just there in the background. A lady was looking at some like sun hats, or those big hats. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
And the vendor, so the lady was asking us how much for the hat, and I guess the lady had 2 hats. The vendor was saying $6. Lady with the hat was saying 3, no 6, and she was actually screaming to her, and then she was like 4. It's like no 6, and then at the end, I guess the lady gave in, so she had both hats in her hand. The vendor got the hats, put it in a plastic bag. The lady handed her $6, and she was like, no, 6 each. So the vendor got the hats back out of the bag, threw them on the floor, and the lady was just baffled. And yeah, she only got one. I mean, It would have been better if you guys could see it, but there was a lot of back and forth, and the vendor was screaming a lot.
Imagine.
And you can tell in her face that she's just tired of all the BS that she doesn't take from them. It's like, even if it's $1 less than what they're asking for, they're not gonna take it.
Yeah, the guy across the way that was selling tools, he was getting that, and like he was selling your basic, like he wasn't selling anything fancy. Well, he had a couple fancy things, but most of it was shovels, rakes, brooms, like a spade, shovel, a hoe, a pick, those kind of things. And people would come up to him and they'd be like, he's like, "What do you want for the shovel?" And he's like, $15. And they're like, "Would you do 6?" And he's like, "No, man." He's like, "Couple things." He's like, "First of all, you can't buy one of these things for under $25. The second thing is, he goes,
Yeah.
that shovel is, made in the 1980s, so it's made with U.S. steel and it's strong. You put it in the ground and it won't bend. He goes, "When you buy it, the Home Depot will bend." And he's right. He's absolutely right that the new shovels are junk. And the guy's like, "Well, would you take 7?" And he would inch his way up, and he's like, "I'll do 13 if it helps you out." He goes, "But that's the lowest I'm going on it." And then the guy would walk away, and he'd turn over and look at us and be like, "He'll be back." And they'd come back and they'd go up another $2, and then they leave, and then they come back, and finally they come back, and like, he was just like, the one time he's like, "I'm not going to wear this shirt anymore." He goes, "I think this shirt makes people angry or something." Because he was getting beat up, man. And he was fair. Like, rakes, he was like, they're like, "How much you want for a rake?" He's like, $5 for a rake. And people would be like, "How about 2?" And you're like,
and that's what I mean, that flea markets, you get lowballed a lot.
Yeah, it's crazy. What was your experience, Jimmy? Did you haggle with people? They were like 20 and you were like 4.
I had, now that Jen's not here, but no, a lot of them, like I said, it cost me $1 to get in, which I thought was kind of weird, but again, it was a drive-in movie theater, which is off the grid, so like you guys were saying, you have to know it's there, or you're not going to know on Sunday. So, So when we got there, like I said, the first couple spots we went to, everything was $1 or $2. So it was like, you kind of don't want to haggle with them,
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
A quarter. You take a quarter, and then you got to find a quarter.
A lot of the clothes, like I was getting Miss Me jeans for like 25 cents. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So anyways, throughout, so this must have been like people that are like the garage sellers, just trying to get offload the stuff. So when I got to the professional flea market guy, this guy, man, he got mad at me. So he had a right-handed Nike glove. It wasn't nothing special. I comped it like right there because he wanted $10 for it. Wasn't worth it. He had a 1970s plastic skateboard. It would have been worth $10, but this thing was so rusty that the one back bearing was just so locked up. I was like, this is gonna take forever to fix it.
Yeah.
So it's gonna cost me more than $10 to fix it, actually.
Yeah.
And then he had 2 regular Nintendo controllers, and he wanted $6 for both of those. I was like, okay, well that's 3 apiece. So, and he was griping because it cost him $8 to set up, and he hasn't made no sales. He was telling his one buddy next to him, he's like, I don't know why I can't make no sales. Well, one,
Stuff's
you got
overpriced.
Number one, you have a piss poor attitude. That's going to kill you every time.
Yeah.
And you keep on saying, well, I really don't have to sell this stuff. Then why are you there? Right? Go.
Stay home, dude.
But anyway, so finally it took me forever to get his attention because everybody just kept walking past him. Because, like I said, this was my first time there, so I was stopping at everybody's booth. But now I know where to go, where not to go. But so finally I got his attention. I was like, what do you want for the controllers, this glove, and that skateboard? He's like, well, I want 10, 10, and 6. I was like, $26? I was like, And I was just being nice, I was like, I was like, the glove, dude, I'm gonna get like $18 for the glove. Realistically, if you would have said 5, I'd probably grab the glove because they're nice throwaways, just to lot them up. But so then I was like, what do you want? I was like, would you do 20 for all 3? So I win. He's like, no, I'm gonna stick with 26. I'm like. He's like, yeah, I don't need people beating me up. I was like, it's $6. And I was like, dude, look, I'm on eBay right now. These controllers sell for $12. So he's like, that's your problem, right? I was like, what do you?
It's kind of your
Why
problem too.
He was like, well, you need that glove. I was like, bro, I don't need that glove. I'm going to sell that glove, and I don't need it. But
Yeah.
so I and Jen's like, all right, babe, let's go. Because I guess my cheeks start getting when I start getting mad.
Hold me back.
Well, and I thought I was recording.
Oh, okay.
I had a mishap because you know how you hit your record button on your GoPro and it'll start recording.
Mhm.
Well, for some reason, mine just turned on. It didn't even start recording. I was like, dang.
Oh yeah.
So I just had my GoPro on, just walking around. I was like,
Nice.
lame. I was like, dang it. So, but anyway, so I told Jed, I was like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna leave. I'm gonna tell him, okay, thanks. I was like, and he's gonna stop. No, he let us go.
He
I was like,
didn't, Jimmy. He didn't need to sell that stuff.
well, so this is what I told him. So, because I thought I was recording, so I had to be nice to the guy. I wanted to tell him other things, right? I was like, all right, man. I said, I'm gonna go make a lap, but I was like, when I get back, all the stuff's gonna be here, and maybe we could do it for $20. He's like, no, I'm not selling it for $20. Like, well then, have fun loading it. So, so I was that guy.
Nice.
So
I
I did the lap, came back. He was there. I was like, I had my $20. He's like, nope. So I went across to him, was buying stuff. I was like, hey, look. He does. She was like, will you stop? You're going to get kicked out of here. So when that's where I got that Messi shirt for $2 right across from it.
Yeah.
And found out that that thing's worth 80 to 90.
I feel like
Yeah.
Good.
Well, the only thing is I would advise not to do that because those vendors talk to each other and they will recognize you for the next one.
Oh,
Yeah, but I
don't
bet
care.
that guy everybody knows is a jerk because
No, they did. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
that's just me, though.
So I was talking to Dustin, the pro picker. I finally actually walked up, talked to him. I was like, because he's like, I always see you in Goodwill. I was like, yep, every time. And I was talking to dude about that guy. He was like, oh yeah. He was like, dude. He's like, was your GoPro on? I was like, it was, but it wasn't recording because he's like, good. He's like, that dude will scream at you to turn off your camera. So it was kind of good thing it wasn't on because when I was watching Dustin's
made for a great
video. Yeah, because Dustin will be like, yeah, I couldn't record that, but this is what I picked up at his car. That's one of the guys. He said there's 3 guys there that will not let you record them. Which
I could see that.
I was like, okay.
Yeah,
It was fine, but
that's kind of what we've been running into too. Rosie says, I literally could not imagine spending $10 at the flea market on shoes. Do they sell a lot? The lady next to us was selling shoes.
$2. But Kobe's.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I think she was referring to me on the $10 per pair.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
But I mean, just to let you know, Rosie, they make money off of me. That much I can tell you. And yes, they actually do sell a lot of shoes almost every day.
Yeah,
I mean, not every day. Every time they're there, they actually do sell a lot. But it's a lot for personal use. So reselling wise, no. It's majority me, and I know of 2 or 3 other people that go there, but they don't look for the same style of shoes that I do. But they do sell to other people, and they make a good amount of money. They do.
I can see it. Mark says they charge $2 to park at ours for the customers. Yeah, I can see that. They don't charge anything for us. Once people don't want to haggle at all or have an attitude, I instantly leave. Like you, I have to haggle for a few dollars. Good sellers say a few more dollars than you will want. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and that's kind of why we priced our things low enough. Like we didn't. Number one, everything we brought, we had every intention of selling. Like it wasn't like we brought things. Like next time, we're gonna bring a few things like that single stitch Florida Gator shirt that we have that's brand new. Like we're gonna bring stuff like that and charge premiums for it because, like I said, the lady next to us was selling like vintage stuff for decent money, and we just didn't think it would sell there. But she was selling it. So, but the stuff we brought was like, we brought stuff that we knew we could just part with the exception of the Cabbage Patches because Sarah's not gonna cheap out of Cabbage Patch.
Yeah.
But other than that, the rest of the stuff we brought with every intention of just blowing out, and that's kind of what we did. And so I think we're going to have a healthy mix of both. But yeah, I mean, we'll haggle with people. I have no problem with it. I mean, most of the stuff that we're bringing, we paid pennies to get in the first place. So if we make $10-12 on it, it's fine. I don't mind selling to resellers, but I don't think we got a lot of resellers because we really didn't have a lot of stuff for resellers because we wanted, this was a test run for us. Like, we had no idea what this was going to be like, and it was good enough to the point where the crap we had, and when I say crap, it really wasn't that great,
Right.
sold, and we made almost $200. If we can do that plus every week, we're fine. Like, I have no problem whatsoever doing that every Sunday and just sitting there. This time we're bringing a canopy though,
and eventually you.
And it's a little red, and I got the sunglass outline thing going on here.
I started tanning, which was crazy because that sun was like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm still the same.
Yeah. Kristen's back. She had to make a DQ run. I'm jealous.
Oh,
Nice.
same.
Yeah, didn't bring enough for all of us. What'd you get?
Right.
Did you get a blizzard?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah, what'd you get,
I'm-
Kristen?
I've never had DQ.
We're waiting. You never had Dairy Queen?
There's not a lot of them on the West Coast.
Oh, okay.
But I have to drive really far to get to one. That's the only thing.
There's probably one. Is there a mall nearby? There probably one is in a mall.
There's no. There's 3 malls around me, and none of them have DQ.
Really?
Mm.
I think I have to drive to Anaheim to get to a DQ. Actually,
Wow. Yeah, they're everywhere out here, man. They're everywhere. We have the ones that serve food too. There was one down the street from my old man's house when I lived in the Bay Area, and we used to go there all the time. But yeah, you got to get the wow. That's a good one. The Heath Bar Blizzard. So you want to know what this is, Ed?
what is it?
It's vanilla ice cream, and then they put like candy bar, like they can do Reese's Pieces, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup,
Yeah.
Snickers, anything.
Mine's
They have
Oreos.
cheesecake, Oreos. Yeah, they put it in there, and then they blend it all together. So now it's like it's almost a milkshake, but you can't drink it because it's still too thick. And so it's just basically ice cream with like Reese's Peanut Butter Cups smashed in through them. It's amazing. It's so good.
And when I go back to Anaheim, I'll try it.
It's almost like it's better than a McFlurry. I
Yeah,
mean, it's the same
for sure.
concept, but you could take this cup and hold it upside
They do
down,
that?
and if it falls, and if it drips, it's free.
Really?
So
Yeah, they do that
Yeah.
when they give
And
hand
then-
it to you,
and they
they're
make
like,
you a
"Here's
new
your
one."
drink," and they
Yeah.
turn it over to show you that
Yep.
and that spoon is stuck in there and it doesn't move.
mhm.
Nice.
It's good. So
'Cause
good.
I had one drip, and she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. You take that one. We'll make you a new one." I was like, "I don't need 2. This is fine." No. I was like, "It's 110 degrees outside. It's going to melt. It's
Yeah.
fine."
And here's the thing with them is that your eyes are always way bigger than your stomach for these things because it's so
Oh, yeah.
much ice cream and it's so much sugar and it's so much candy that like you're gonna see the large and you're gonna be like, I need a large, this is gonna be amazing. Just don't resist the urge to get the large because you will
Yeah.
never finish it. You will be so sick if you finish it. You'll be ill. Small, medium is all you need. It's plenty, I promise.
Yeah, I get the medium, but like you said, it kills me.
Yeah. The goal is not to bring stuff home. Yeah, that is the goal, but I'm not going to part with something. I think we're going to bring some higher price stuff, and that I have no problem bringing home. Do they give you a deal when you buy a bunch, Ed? It seems like 10's high for bulk, or do they clean them and such? I just missed it. Oh, like, are they ready to list?
Well, I mean, I don't want to give away too much because I have to keep my spots secret, unfortunately. But the $10 is actually my deal that I have with them. That is the bulk price that I get.
Oh,
And even if I get a little bit, it's still $10 a pair. The
Yeah.
thing is, for other people, it's $15 a pair. So I say I get 30 pairs, right? $300. But say it was 30 pairs at 15. That's like what, an extra 150, no, 150 or 200, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not good with that. So that's $150 that I'm saving. So to me, that's
Well-
actually a deal.
Well, from a market perspective, though, if you were to go to like a Savers or something in your area, what would they charge for shoes?
differently. So we actually went yesterday. They had a pair of sandals for like $7, and then a pair of Vans for like 15. Another pair of I think just Nike $10. So it's actually a
Wow.
good deal for me because the shoes in my areas, they're starting to get really pricey. And now for savers, when they give the 30% coupon for clothing, accessory, all that stuff, shoes are no longer included. So they completely took that away. And so for me, that is a good deal. $10 a pair. I mean, you see some of the shoes that I got in, and yeah, they're actually worth it.
Yeah.
And I actually got some Nike ACG sandals that are worth almost $150.
Nice.
Sandals.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
and some of them they do need cleaning, and some of them are ready. They just need like a little polish or scraping off from the bottom. But other than that, most of them are ready to go. But yeah, for me, that is the deal. It really is. I mean, I know for you guys, it's mostly it's a bad deal because you guys can get. I mean, for other people,
for him, it's a
Yeah.
bad deal. Not for my area, man.
yeah,
My thrift stores see the swoop and they're like $30.
Yeah,
$35.
same.
Well,
and they're not even real.
Jimmy's thrift stores are like $1.50, $2, whatever. Just
they're still $4.99, but it's
ooh.
I mean, for me, that's good for thrift stores right there, though. But it's like
Yeah.
our area has gotten ridiculous with shoes, and I'm assuming it's because I mean, I actually don't know what happened.
I don't get it either.
Even at the flea market, the regular vendors, the ones who don't know me at least, they're charging $10 to $15 a pop for shoes.
Yeah.
And some of them aren't even worth it. Some of
It's
them
just-
are.
It's just the area. Ours is the same way. Like you said, you got those Kobe's for $2 at the flea market. The lady next to me had Under Armour running shoes, which I know from experience because I've sold bunches of them. There's $30 shoes tops on eBay. She was selling them for
Right.
$25.
Mm.
I'm like, and they were. She packed them up at the end of the day. She had some no name like Walmart steel toe boots that were brand new in a box. She was selling for $50, and they were in Walmart. I think they were $75 boots. So it was just it's the same even at our flea markets. So I don't
We
know.
need a size 17 shoe.
That's
Yeah.
That's a size 17. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, they're old too, aren't they? I know they're not.
Yeah, they're the older models.
And they're
Yeah, you
also
can't
the-
see it. But these are the 2017 models.
You know what would make
Of course, I got these right
really
here.
good Instagram post is have your girlfriend walk around in them for a while.
Well,
Just
she
be
wears a
flopping.
size. She wears a size 6. So
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Oh
awesome.
wow. See,
that's why I have no qualms with paying them $10. It's like I'm not even gonna question it.
Yeah.
Just keep giving me the deal. I'm good with that.
Mr. Squirrel got a banana split in case anybody's wondering. I do like a good banana split.
yeah, same.
Oh, and bad news, Ed. No DQ in Anaheim, but there's one in Garden Grove just south of Anaheim. So
Yeah, still not bad.
A little further. Shorty resells once a Macy's a Blizzard. I'll finish. No, you won't. She won't finish it out. There's no way. I used bulk shipping for the first time just now, and I don't think I'm ever going back. Same. Once I started using the bulk shipping on eBay, I never went back. It's so much easier.
It is.
How were everybody sells actually? That's what we didn't ask.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah, mine's quick. I had 4 sales, but it was almost $210 in sales. So
Nice.
because I just started listing, and guess what, guys? Things start selling. Holy crap!
It's
It's amazing. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we did good, and like I said, now it gave me back the drive to start listing again.
How was the weekend in general? Like, was it? Because ours was odd. Like normally Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays pick up like pretty decently.
Yeah, Friday was dead, but Saturday and Sundays when I got my sales, except for the NASCAR shirt today.
Yeah, that
So
was a good one.
that was surprising. And,
Yeah.
well, I was scared because people was offering me like $10 for the shirt, $20 for that shirt. I was just getting annoyed with it. I was like, man, if I want this, I'll just throw it on Whatnot for $1 and just let it go for $12. But so then you get the messages, when you get them expensive shirts like that. And that guy's like, hey, if you switch that to priority, I will spend your $80. I'm like, okay, give me
Done.
5 minutes. And bam. and I messaged him back, said it's done, and boom, he sold it. So
Nice.
it's crazy.
Nice.
So
Nice. Yeah, it was weird. Like same thing. Friday during the day was crickets, and then Friday night we got a few pretty good sales, and then Saturday during the day again crickets, and then Saturday night sales, and then same thing happened. Sunday's been consistent though. We've been pretty much consistent all day. Poshmark is dead to me. Like Poshmark right now is blowing up for some reason, but someone is literally just commenting on every Cabbage Patch we have. Like they're just leaving comments. They're adorable or something, and there might be one of you guys, but I don't know.
dang it,
No, this is definitely something Jimmy would say. So adorable, can't stand it.
Precious.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
No, if you ever see Precious, you know it's part of me. Take it.
Somebody's literally just commenting on every one of our Poshmark listings. But yeah, Poshmark has been dead as a doornail. eBay's been really good. Macari's been really good. And when I say Macari's been really good, it means like we got like 6 sales on Macari over the weekend. But that's good for Macari for us. And then Facebook Marketplace, we just started selling on again, and we got 1 sale on there. But I mean, not bad. I mean, we're inching closer back to normal. Like, and it's slowly but surely getting better and better and better. And it seems like our little strategy, which I'm not going to give away too much of it because then nobody would have any reason to watch my video tomorrow, but our strategy and kind of how we're going to combat the recession, or what they're calling an economic downturn, is kind of working. And it seems like you kind of got to focus less on chasing bullos and more on buying things that people are going to want to buy or need to buy during times when times are tough. So those are kind of what we've been doing, and it seems to be working. That and Sarah's bleach dye shirts are selling very well, oddly. So then, of course, you know what else we're selling, because they're always here with us. So, but yeah, Cabbage Patches.
That $200 one was crazy.
Isn't that nuts? I can't believe
It really was. Yeah, for me, I only had 2 eBay sales and 1 Facebook sale before the live. That's all I had, but it all adds up to about 150, so still good.
Nice. Yeah, that works. Was your weekend good, or is that was what that was the weekend? Slow.
Yeah, that was the weekend, unfortunately. And then, of course, I have all my whatnot orders done, but that was not the greatest auctions either. So I'm pretty much done with it too, as well. Trying so hard to get in just to stop it.
Sucks. They're going to do something to come back, I'm sure. It's just, we'll see. I'll talk about it later. Get the minis. Rosie always skips over Nikes. Just not worth it.
Kobe's. Don't skip over. They look normal, but you got to see that symbol, man.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Let me make it big real quick. So.
Oh, don't make me big. So anyways, yes, they look normal. That Mamba symbol, but then, like I said, these ones are a little bit different. I feel like Ed. What's going on here? See the backs of them?
Oh yeah,
Spartan.
Yeah, but like I said, these are kids,
but
and these are still selling for $75.
Nice.
What size? What size are they?
They're going to California.
Nah.
5.5 Y.
5.5, so 7.5 women's.
There you go.
There you go.
So
that's why they're selling for so much.
There you go.
Because they can be worn as a woman's.
But $2. Yeah, when the lady said that, I was like, Jen, pay her. Hurry.
What's up, Dave? Thanks for staying up for us.
Dave.
We appreciate it.
Long time no see. How have you been?
Yeah, how have you been, buddy?
And they're from 2015.
Wow.
Go ahead.
I got to ask you about that symbol in a second. I used to drive up to 200 miles for a deal on action figures. Yeah, people will drive. Just a size 18 Nike.
Wow.
I thought I had a big foot, man.
Yeah, no, me too.
I'm a 14, but man, that's nothing.
Filled a 17-foot haul truck. Wow, U-Haul truck.
Nice.
I think we had 45 sales since Friday. So there's official numbers.
That's
made
it.
18
No,
sales over
I'd be stressing out. I'd be like, what is going on?
Made 18 sales over the weekend, which is a little low for me. We had 3 Poshmark today. Just finished an hour-long video pulling 84 postcards. Wow. Had 0 sales over the weekend on 2 eBay stores. Ooh, sorry, Pete. Prenup. Hi, Stacy. Thanks for
Hi,
stopping in.
Stacy.
Appreciate it. Okay, we're down to the bottom. So I got to ask you about that symbol because did you know you ever seen the it's a newer like hydration drink. It's called Body Armor.
Yes. Yes.
It's really good. It's way
Yeah.
better than Gatorade in my opinion, and it
Yes.
hydrates you a lot better because it has coconut water in it. And I don't like the taste of coconut water at all by itself. Like I'll never forget. I was at a fair in California, and someone was like, they were selling like the coconuts, like the husked coconuts, and they were just holding them out and then chilling them and giving them to you. And they were like, "Oh, it's so good, you should try it." And I'm like, "This is gross. It doesn't taste anything like that store-bought coconut." But
Right.
but yeah, so it has coconut water and has a bunch of other stuff in it, and it's a little lower on sugar than Gatorade. But they make a Kobe one, and they call it the Mamba, and it has that symbol on it. What is? I've never even heard of that symbol.
It's a snake.
It's a snake.
Yeah. I mean,
But how does that tie into Kobe?
They probably did a
It's a-
collaboration with them.
it,
Oh.
it could lead to a race thing. It's.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he explained it when he was live. So if you watch the YouTube, he'll explain. But
Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
he moved. Obviously,
Yeah,
the
just-
collarbone skin. But the way he moved when he played basketball, they said he moved like a snake. So that's how he got the snake
Like
logo.
it. Yeah.
So like,
It's a race thing, but he stuck with it. And
Got it.
but now that he's dead, I don't want him. I don't want.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know.
But that anyways, if you see the purple bottle with the Mamba symbol on it and his jerseys are on the back of it, it's really good. It's grape, and I'm not a big fan of like fake grape flavors for the most part, but it's awesome. Like I got one, and I was mad because I told Sarah because I don't like the fruit punch flavor of Body Armor at all. I like the mango and then like the watermelon one. And she's like, "Oh, they didn't have watermelon or mango, so I got you this grape one." And I'm like, "Oh, I'll try it." And I tried it. I'm like, "Oh, this is good." And like before we got home, she had ordered a case of it from Amazon, and it's still in my refrigerator. So it's quite good. Be careful. The Body Armor does have B12 in the mix. What's wrong with B12? Is B12 bad?
I
Should
thought
I
it was
not
for
be-
headaches. I thought you needed B12.
I don't know. Tell me more. Not so sure.
Yeah, what's going on there?
But yeah, I saw it on the back and I was like, I have no idea what this is. I've always known that symbol to be associated with him in some way because I know what shoes to look out for. But
Yeah, it's his nickname, but yeah,
got it.
moves like a snake.
He was a mover. That's for
Dude,
sure.
that dude was crazy, man. I watched him in Cleveland. Holy crap, man!
Yeah. It was
Wow, amazing.
Yeah. Let's see. It should help you with your diaper rash. You look like you have right
oh,
Wow.
now. That's a low blow, Mark.
Shots fired.
I mean, Scott told us, he's like, bring a tarp, bring a canopy, and we're like, oh yeah, we'll have to grab it. And then Saturday we forgot, and we were on our way out, and I'm like, we're halfway there, and I'm like, ah crap, we forgot to easy up, and I'm like, we'll be fine, because like I told you guys, and you know it, Jimmy, 90% of the time there's clouds in the sky here. Like,
Yes.
in the one day we go to a large open parking lot with just gravel and asphalt everywhere. It's sunny, like just nonstop sun, and like when the clouds would come overhead, me and Sarah would be like, ah. And then the cloud would go away, and we're like, ah. But
Yes.
yeah,
Now, about 10 o'clock, was everybody starting to pack up?
no,
that's
ours
what
was about.
that's what I was gonna ask next. What time you guys
12:30.
packed up?
Well,
12:30.
everybody started to kind of thin out around noon, and then about the guy across the way started packing up about 12:30. The soap guy didn't. The guys next to us didn't, and the lady on the other side of us didn't. We started to pack up about 12:30, and mostly everybody was packing up by then. But we were one of the first people out of there, it seemed like. But we were burnt, so we were like, let's just go. We really didn't have that much stuff left. We had a few Funko Pops. We had maybe like 8 or 9 Funko Pops. A couple of Squishmallows and a few of the odds and ends that we brought, and a few pennants left, and that was about it. We just didn't have a lot of stuff still left, so we were like, let's just go. But we did sell 4 pops like right before we started packing up. and we thought for sure the Mary McCheese was going to go. And I don't know why. Everybody loved that. Like, people would walk by and they're like, "Oh, it's so cool! They have Mayor McCheese and the Rockstar Chicken Nugget," and like everybody loved looking at those two pops, and they all commented on it, and nobody bought it.
I put a voodoo on it. I was like,
That's right, you did. Jimmy's like, "It's coming to me someday, somehow."
"Hey, I'll buy it. I mean, come on, man. Just send me an invoice." No.
Yeah. Let's see here. Body Glide, save yourself from swamp ass.
So true.
Sure it does. Oh, Ed's out of here.
I'm still here.
Look, we offended him.
If you're not
I'm still
accustomed,
here.
if you're not accustomed to it, it's an energy mix, and you can get real jittery, kind of like caffeine, but on a supplement level. Yeah, okay, I can understand that.
Yeah, makes sense.
There's a what's that?
You know what it is, Jimmy?
I probably should know, but is it a?
Well, it attacks faded, so you can't really see it though.
Is it a Beanie Baby?
Nope, it's a Build-A-Bear,
Oh,
Is it
but
really?
it's a McDonald's Build-A-Bear.
okay. Yeah, that makes yeah. Yeah, that's
But then got it.
Is
But
that a
then got it
Christmas
in a
edition?
little. Yeah, it is.
Okay, yeah.
But then got it in a little toy bag that she got from Savers for like $2.
Nice.
That's a good deal. To be honest with you.
Sasky DBG 460 glove. What is this?
I have no idea.
Maybe they're. What are you talking about, Cameron?
Is that a drink?
Oh, I used my pace feature and was researching a baseball.
Oh,
glove
I see.
That was the first time I had heard of that brand. All right, got it. I've never heard of that brand either. So it's a baseball glove. Yeah, I'm not a big sports.
Yeah.
Sports. I still have a bat over here that we haven't sold. I don't think it's on there anymore. But
I could be passing up $100 gloves and I wouldn't even know it.
yeah, same. I stopped going to flea market when it hits around 85. It's just too hot. Plus, people do not come out either. Sit and
Oh.
rest. Yeah.
I'll be going. I went to the flea market when it was 95. That ain't gonna stop me.
Mark knows what it is. It's a dog.
That is true. Precious.
Hi, Scott. Late to the party, but I wanted to say, hey, thanks for stopping in. We were just talking about you. Your ears must have been burning. We actually have. I wonder if it's in there. Oh, yeah. Anyway.
Nice.
Care
It's a little
Bears.
Care Bear. So nobody bought it. Somebody bought all the big Care Bears, but I don't think they saw that one. So somebody did haggle with the Care Bears. Now that I think about it, but not too much. She was like, "How much for the Care Bears?" And I was like, $5 a piece. And they were like the newer Care Bears; they weren't the vintage ones. And I was like, $5. And she's like, "Oh, okay. How much?" I'm like, "But I'll make you a deal on all three of them." And she's like, "Well, how much do you want for all three of them?" And I was like, I'm like, I do $12 on all of it." And she's like, okay. And then she like walked away, and she's like, "I'll just buy the one." And she bought the one, and then she left and came back, and she's like, "Can I still buy the other two?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And she's like, "Well, I already gave you 5." And I'm like, "Okay." She gave me the rest. There you go. She's like, "Thank you." Like,
Down payment.
see you later. Thanks for buying them. So, Shorty just grunted at it being one of the newer ones. Well, more of the angry, "Why doesn't this exist?" snarl. That's right. The baby Care Bear. I like the baby Care Bear. I was actually that one actually. You know what?
He's gonna put it up.
Stay here.
Personal.
That's right. Baby Care Bear just became.
It's gonna
became
stay
a
now.
thing That's right. Baby Care Bears. Right above the Animan now. Sarah's gonna be upset, but I can't see getting more than $1 for Baby Care Bear, so it's staying with us now.
Yeah.
Add to the ambiance behind me. of the extreme cuteness overload that's going on behind my head. But yeah, so that's it for flea market. I think I don't know. Jimmy, you said you're thinking about doing a booth now or setting up.
Yeah. For $8. Yeah.
I can't believe it's only $8. How big are the
Yeah, I
spaces?
mean,
Can you fit a car in it, or do you have to like drive up and then go park and come back?
You guys
no,
are lucky.
they back their cars right up, and then they bring their own tables. If not, they just set tarps down. So
Oh, so
they
and
were
you
big
leave your car
spaces.
there the whole time?
Yeah,
Okay, so it's like
yeah,
the size of ours. Yeah.
yeah. It's like the whole movie theater parking spot. So like you could park your car right where the pole is, and then you get the spot right in front of it. So whatever a car space is. So it was pretty decent.
Yeah, it's a good
You guys are
idea. I mean,
lucky.
yeah, $300.
So I'm like, that's where I was so legit. I was like, so we had that same mentality you guys had right there. When I actually went and witnessed it and seen it, I was like, man, we could just right here, man.
Yeah,
Have fun with it.
yeah, you
Take it.
could. And it, like we saw, we were gonna get like a rack for like T-shirts or something like that, like what you kind of like you have. Um, but then I was walking back from the bathroom, and like everybody uses their Easy Ups. And they just
Yeah.
hang like the shirts all over the Easy Up, and I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, well then we'll just save the rack and bring the Easy Up and hang the shirts. Like the ones that are more expensive will hang behind us, and the ones that we want to sell, just hang them up front and move on from there. So that's probably what I think what we're gonna do. We Sarah's mom has another table that we didn't know, so we're gonna get that another folding table. We're gonna set up the tarp and then have the Easy Up and then have all the like the clothing hanging on the Easy Up, and I think that'll be plenty. But so
Yeah,
just an FYI
that's what a lot
for
of
you. Don't bring the racks if you don't have to.
Right.
yeah, that's what a lot of vendors here do. They put the very expensive shirts right near them, and they put like a couple others on the side. Like the whole Easy Up is full except for the front. That way people can still see.
Yep.
But they showcase the really expensive ones, and then those are the ones that bring people in. But
Yeah.
then of course they ask a lot for it too, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I hate the ones that say, I was like, oh, but it's selling for this much on eBay. It's like, that's great. Let's sell it on eBay.
I had one guy that had nature tees, man, and he wanted $10 a piece. I'm like, bro, come on, man. Nobody's gonna buy these shirts.
Yeah.
I was like, can you at least do 5? I mean, they were mountain, but
Yeah.
I was like, they were the newer mountains. They weren't. They were the suede
Oh,
tags.
they were screen printed. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, man. He's like, well, you don't understand. I was like, I do understand. I sell shirts. I was like, I'm cringe. And Jen looked at me crazy when I was like, these 4 right here, I will give you $20 for all 4 of these shirts. She's like, what are you doing? It was almost like the jet one, like the B-52 bomber Sarah got, but one had a race car on it. It was kind of a little bit, they were kind of a little bit different. He wouldn't budge. So I was like, okay, have a good day.
You don't understand. No.
I do
I
understand.
get it. Like, I sell a lot. Have a
I
lot.
sold probably 700 shirts this year. I understand about shirts, man.
Thanks for playing. Let's see here. We've got. Oh well, I'm way behind. Let's see. Baby Care Bear still on eBay. Somebody will buy it now. I have 3 mid-sized Care Bears up in my shed. No shame in the Care Bear game. That's right.
Absolutely.
Do you guys have anything you've ever found that you were always on the lookout for? I'm always on the look for rainbow bright stuff. Anything that you've ever found that you were always on the lookout for?
I don't know. I can't think of anything.
Yeah, not really. Most of the stuff. Well, Sarah's found Jessmar Cabbage Patch Kids, and certain head molds and stuff like that we're always on the lookout for.
Yeah.
I've never found anything. It's funny you say that, Rosie, because like as a YouTuber, like you see like all these YouTubers that have found like grails or like insane finds where it's like $5-10 and turns it into thousands or something like that.
Yeah.
I've never had that moment. The best I've ever done was that. Well, the best sale we ever had was the license plate, but that was handed down. That was part of Sarah's dad had it. But the best like cheap flip was that paintball gun I got for $10 at the auction and sold it for almost $500. That was the best, like, overall, like,
Crazy.
insane. But it wasn't something I don't sell paintball guns. I don't know anything about paintball guns. I've never sold them. The only other thing that I would say was just kind of crazy, and this is kind of ties into the flea market, was when we first started reselling, I bought a VCR DVD recorder. It was a DVD recorder with a VCR in it. And I bought it for like $10 from a garage sale. Sold it for like 300 or something like that. And then I bought the same one like a year later at another garage sale, but without the remote. And I put it on for $150, and like nobody wanted it. Like nobody wants this thing without the remote. And on top of that, somebody had changed all the menu things to Spanish, and there's no way to change it back unless you have the remote. So,
Crap.
and I had to put that in the description. And so I was like, well, whatever, someone will eventually buy it. And then I was at the flea market, and I found the remote to it. And I was like, oh, crap, this is the remote for that thing. So then I got home, put the remote on, changed it back up to $300, and it sold in a day. So
Nice.
that was kind of the fun of it. But what about you guys? Anything you ever...
I mean, I think the only thing that I'm not actively looking for it, but if I did want to find something, it would be one of those huge Samsung curved monitors. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, I'd like one of those too.
And I
Yeah.
told you, I found my monitor. This is, I think it's another 23-inch. I think this one I have is like a 36 or something. It's a bigger one. I found this one for $10 at the flea market. I searched it up on, I searched it up on eBay. I think they're selling for like $50-$60, probably even more.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
And I take a powerhouse with me, the same powerhouse I used for my photo box during my lunch break. I take that, and that's how I tested it, because over there, once you buy it, you can't return it because you're not gonna know where that person is again.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And then so that's what I did. I got my power bank, plugged it in. I was like, awesome, it works. Boom.
There you go.
So I mean,
Sweet.
if you guys want to buy electronics, I suggest to buy a powerhouse that could, you could plug in to test those things.
I have plugs in my truck, so if I ever buy one at a flea
Yeah.
market, I'll just make sure I have my truck with me.
I have a plug in my back too. Yeah. At first, I was like, "This is kind of stupid." I was like, "No, it's not. It's pretty cool."
Yeah.
Yeah, I always look for uranium glass, man, because I could sell it local here. It seems like people always want it around my area. It's weird. Plus, I always like making it glow with the black light. It's pretty neat. But
Yeah. I've always wanted to find like an old like band tee or something. That's something
that
I've
too.
always
Yeah.
wanted to find, was like an old like 70s or 80s like Rolling Stones or Led Zeppelin or some insanely old band tee that just somehow survived. And like we live in well, Ed, you do too, because you have more of that stuff going on than we do, but we live in an area where stuff like that can survive because a lot of people collect things and never get rid of them out here. And Jimmy, you live in the same type of area, but
yeah,
that's always something I wanted to find, or like an old Grateful Dead like tie dye or something from the the 70s or 80s before Jerry died. Those are worth a ton of money, and I always wanted to find one, but I've never done it.
Wait, if I may ask you guys, who exactly is Grateful Dead? I have no idea who they are.
What?
can you remove him? I'm face palming it. No.
I mean, I generally don't know who they are.
What
I
kind
just
of
know that
music
their
do you
stuff
like?
is expensive.
What kind of music do you like? First of all, we've never had this
Alternative.
conversation as long as we've known each other. So you're like a alternative rock type
It's
person.
coming
yeah.
right now. It's coming.
90s, of course.
So they would be trying to. You can't compare their music. That's the problem.
No, I would
So-
say you really can't.
Their music is. So they were a 60s band that started in the 60s. They were part of like the whole hippie movement. They played at Woodstock, they played at Altamont, they played at all kinds of major concerts, and they were big in San Francisco. They all lived in San Francisco, and Carlos Santana and people like them would just play festivals upon festivals, and they were big into drugs and acid and
I
stuff
see.
like that.
Acid, yeah.
So they were all. That's why all their stuff has always really been really trippy, because they've always been kind of that. But they became like this massive. They've had one platinum record, but they have thousands of albums because one, they put out albums all the time, and they were kind of a cult following, so the people that loved them bought them religiously. The other thing is they let people record at their concerts, so there's tons and tons and tons and tons of bootleg recordings of the Grateful Dead, and the Grateful Dead were known to have like 5-hour concerts because they would just keep playing, and they would tune their instruments in middle of breaks, and they tuned for hours, and people would sit there and listen to them tune their instruments. It was just crazy, and people loved them. Like, that's the best I can describe. But if you want to hear their hit, it's called "Touch of Grey," and it's their only platinum hit, and that's their best, their most popular song and what's known for them. But they're just a hippie band, and they like Jerry was their lead guitarist and not lead vocals because they kind of shared the vocals between the band. Yeah. So that's the easiest way to describe it. If you like anything Santana does, or if you like anything that like Janis Joplin or those type of people, that kind of music, you probably wouldn't mind the Dead.
I have no idea who those people are either.
Probably put you to sleep. It's just a really chill kind of rock and roll thing. Scott wants to know where your flea market is, Jimmy. They're always looking for more places to go.
Dayton, Ohio.
There you go. Wow. I've been paying attention to the comments. I apologize. Angie says, howdy everyone, wonderful weekend. Came home to no power. Transformer blew on the highway. Our energy company says no power until tomorrow night. How do I print labels? You really can't unless you... I mean, you can... Angie, if you have a laptop, you can take your laptop somewhere that does have power and just hook it all up there. It'll work. Take in your label printer. That would be the only thing I'd say.
Go to a friend's house would be the next best thing.
Yeah, that would probably be the best thing. Maybe the power will come up earlier tomorrow, hopefully. Let's see. Or save QR codes on your phone and go to the QR. Yeah, you could do that and then have the post office print them out.
Yeah.
Gotta wait that big line, though.
Long line.
Yeah, that's another thing we were thinking about bringing was CDs and DVDs, just to get rid of them for $1 or so a piece. I would still resell Rainbow Bright, just something I am nostalgic for, never found. I think we have once. Sarah citing. When you go to print your label, scroll all the way down, you have the option to save to PDF or QR code. Select the QR code before and print and pay. There you go. There's your answer. Hope it helped you. Sorry I was so far behind. My best flip is $15 Burberry jacket sold for over $400. There you go.
Nice.
This must be around the Grateful Dead section.
Yeah, it is.
Ben and Jerry's ice cream is on the corner of Haight and Ashbury. Okay. Haight and Ashbury in San Francisco. You ever heard of those two streets?
No.
Okay. You don't have to. So Haight and Ashbury is a corner. It's the corner of Haight and Ashbury, and that's where all like the Jimi Hendrix used to hang out. All the big hippies used to hang out. And it still is a very hippie kind of counterculture area in San Francisco. The first Ben and Jerry's was on that corner and is still there.
Okay.
And that's how they became kind of popular. Adam's face. Tried to like their music, but I can't. Yeah, well, a lot of people can't. Yeah, cult, hippie. Can't name one song the Grateful Dead sang, nor can I tell you how many members I've heard of them. Very popular. Yeah, I can tell you most of them.
Here's your gorilla look for it right there.
Yeah, I've seen about that one.
Yeah,
that's almost $1,000 shoe. So
yeah,
and it's a Grateful Dead shoe.
Yeah. The fuzzy or whatever they call it, right?
Yeah.
But that shoe there is it's so fake that it's hard to even know you have it, you know.
Yeah. Touch of Grey was the only song that even made the Billboard. I think Truckin' and a few other ones made the Billboard. Yeah. But Touch of Grey was the only platinum hit. And they were together, and this is the crazy part about that song. That song came out in like the late 80s, early 90s. Mm-hmm. And they had been together since the early 50s or the late 50s.
Right.
So they've been a band and touring in Europe and everywhere and non-stop. And that was their very first platinum hit. So that's where the line dancing TikTokers are. Ed's killing me. I'm going to Sheets for cheesesteaks. Cherry Garcia is the name of the ice cream from Ben and Jerry's, by the way.
Okay.
Fish is another one. Isn't Fish in that same genre? Yeah, Fish is a newer version. Phish. Fish. They're kind of
They have their own sound too. That's what's weird.
yeah.
Like,
Their sound's more
like-
electric.
yeah, like Floyd has their own sound. Zeppelin has their own sound. Grateful Dead has their own sound. It's just
Yeah.
I don't keep up
Fish
with
would
the
be
music
close.
culture.
I give them credit. Fish would be close, but you could tell them apart.
Yeah. When I lived in San Francisco, I lived 1 block south of Haight, 1 block west of Ashbury. I know exactly where you lived, Pink. Yeah, it's an acquired taste, but it's a very chill music. Like you're not going to be speeding going down the street listening to the Grateful Dead. You're probably going to be going under the speed limit. But
I think since he's never heard them, he's gonna be like, "What am I listening to?" That's just
Probably.
because you're not messed up, and that's all I can say. I mean, it's chill. It's chill.
mean,
it
for
is.
me, I listen to fast beat music, so maybe
I would be surprised if you don't at least like if you listen to Touch of Grey and don't go, oh yeah, okay, that's okay, or at least that's a good song, but the rest of them, yeah, you'd probably be bored to tears.
Yeah,
like yeah. I'm sure if you heard Touch of Grey or if you heard Casey Jones, you would recognize it because I'm sure you've heard it on the radio. Like it's
Probably.
a distinct song, but for the most part, they are an acquired taste. You gotta either love them or you hate them. But you can't. There's a documentary. I think it's on Amazon.
yeah.
A Long Strange Trip or something that explains that like goes through their whole career, and it's crazy. They were one of the first first live bands to use like you see it now with like AC/DC and like those walls of speakers that would go up.
Mm-hmm.
They were one of the first live bands to ever put something like that together. So that's
And the backdrop too, wasn't it? Weren't
Yeah.
they kind of one of the first ones too?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So is that why the old liquid blue tag shirts are so expensive?
if they're Grateful Dead shirts, yeah.
Yeah,
Because-
if they're before Jerry's death.
Jerry died. Jerry Garcia was their one of the lead singers and lead guitarist, and a lot of people would say he's probably one of the better guitarists to ever live. He died in 1998. He had a heart attack because he was going into rehab for heroin use, and when he went into rehab, he was overweight and had some health issues to begin with. His body couldn't handle the detoxing, and he ended up dying of a heart attack. But if you buy anything pre 98 with Jerry Garcia on it, or a shirt that was bought during the time he was alive, is going to be worth a lot more than afterwards. And afterwards, they weren't called the Grateful Dead anymore. They were called. There was a name in between. Now they're called the Dead, and they have a couple other people. But there was a name in between where I think they were the Others, and that was what was left of the band. So anything after that is just going to be either a Grateful Dead shirt that somebody made, or Liquid Blue made, but anything before that is an actual concert tee, and they're worth a lot of money. So So
Nice.
I literally watched this stupid line dancing nightclub thing that had a TikTok live stream for an hour on accident the other night. Again, I tried to listen to them and like them, but was thinking the whole time, who listens to this slow stuff about I'm about to fall asleep? Grateful Dead to me is like a mellow ZZ Top. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Please tell me, Ed, you know who ZZ Top is. Oh, no.
What's a ZZ Top?
You never heard of ZZ Top? I think, well, you might like
I don't
it.
know.
Remember, guys, I'm only 30. I have no idea what you guys are talking about when it comes to old music.
They're, you never heard the song Cheap Sunglasses? Or
No.
Sharp dressed man.
Sharp Dressed Man?
Legs.
Legs? Yeah. Okay.
Think about like
they're-
this. My childhood, all I
they're a
cared was about TB.
You got it. They were.
Yeah.
They're like they're southern. They're a southern rock band. They're more. They made it into the '90s and the 2000s. I think one just died, but they
did,
were.
yeah.
They're a harder rock band. You probably. I mean,
And
if
they
you
had
like,
the really long beards, dude.
yeah,
Their
really
beards
long
were-
white beards.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
top.
Yeah,
I
spinning
I have no
guitar,
idea.
Lagrange.
And
Yeah,
the hat.
she's still listening. I know
She's
all
like-
of these things, and I'm 29. That's right.
Well, I never
Lagrange.
cared for music. So
They-
that's why I don't know about any
They
of
weren't
that.
known for the spinning guitar. They would spin their guitars on stage, and they have these contraptions that would hold them into place, and they'd spin all the way around. Let's see, Texas rock is what they describe themselves. Yeah. These
Yeah.
guys are from Texas, so they have to know
I,
ZZ
I,
Top.
I think I think I just disappointed a lot of people.
I think out of the two, you would like ZZ Top more than you would like the
Yeah.
Grateful Dead.
Probably
I
the way
believe
Because
you
so, yeah.
describe
they have
it.
a harder guitar and some of their stuff is a lot more fast paced. But yeah, they're my dad's generation, so 60s, 70s, 80s is when they were real popular.
Yeah.
So, but what's the oldest band you know? Like the
Oldest?
furthest back, we'll say.
Queens.
Queen. No, Queen's before. But okay, so if you like Queen, you probably wouldn't mind ZZ Top all that much because similar style. Queen's a little bit more British rock, but they similar pace, I guess we'll say.
Well, from here it would be the first band that I ever listened to was Blink 182, and that was of course in the early 90s.
Yeah.
I mean mid to late 90s. So that's my earliest introduction to
Right there.
music.
I like Blink. I never had a problem.
I love Blank, man.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing is that I got my parents were really big into classic rock, and a lot of my friends were really big into. So I grew up kind of, and when you grow up in Pittsburgh, they call it Yinzer rock, where it's just like just old school 70s rock and 80s rock and stuff like that. So you do get a lot of hair bands and stuff like that going around out here. So I got that, and then I grew up in the 90s, so Foo Fighters, Blink 182, Nirvana, those bands that all came out. Pearl Jam, we got to see all of those. So
Yeah, well, think about it this way. In high school, I was an emo kid.
oh, I would love to see pictures.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I was thinking that in my head. I was like, I want to see that.
Adam used all my gas, so I have to get gas. Yeah, that's my bad. Quiz time, Ed. Queen is awesome. Queen is awesome. Yeah. Ed, what's the first concert you went to?
I was actually forced to go, and it was actually a good one. It was a Coldplay concert at the Rose Bowl.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, I went. I like their music, but it's not really my favorite. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, and that was when I was 22.
Okay.
Like I said, I never cared for it. But my favorite one that I did go to was the Killers in 2017. Before all this, I think I forgot when.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that one was awesome. That one
Yeah.
I did like. Other than that, I haven't been to another concert. Well, no, I went to a Blink 182 concert. I ain't going back to one. Everybody
That's
was
tough.
high.
I was just gonna say, I've been to a couple of them, Ed. I remember none of them.
Yeah.
Well, the recent ones are even worse. They actually lit the grass on fire, and nobody was doing nothing.
Well, I've seen that. But,
That's about normal. You just stomp it out.
yeah, I feel like the last Blink concert I was at, I ended up in a mosh pit somehow, and I remember the mosh pit briefly, and then I woke up the next morning and I was very sore, and that's about all I got.
Nice. Yeah.
It was good though. I got a T-shirt. I had a T-shirt too. So, no, you need a loan for gas. Black Sabbath, yeah. Ozzy Osbourne. Black
Yep.
Sabbath.
What about you, Jimmy?
What was your first concert, Jimmy?
My first concert was Creed and Seven Dust opened up for him,
Oh, wow.
which is a weird. It was a weird combo. But then my next concert after that was Metallica.
There you go.
So that was a crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was nuts. Everywhere you go in that arena was mosh pit. It didn't matter where you was sitting. It's like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Especially when Enter Sandman came on. Woo.
Yeah, it's over after that.
Except for when he does the prayer, everybody just chills out. And then I'm like, oh man, we get like, nope. Then right back into it, right after the solo. I was like, what is going on here? But no, it was cool. I seen them 3 times. Yeah, it was cool.
I'm trying to think of what my first concert was. My very first concert was in California, and it would be Aerosmith, unfortunately.
Wow.
And
I
I was
saw them live too. I was like,
I was 12, and I went with my friends of ours, I believe. And then after that, I wasn't. I mean, obviously not going to concerts, but after that, it would be when I was like in my 20s. We went to see Jimmy Buffett, and then we also went to see Dave. We went to like 30 concerts that summer, and it was Jimmy Buffett, Dave Matthews. We just went down the list. There was the Grand Slam Metal Jam, which had headlining was Metallica, but then they had Twisted Sister was with them.
wow.
who else was with them? A few other bands were with them. It was Quiet Riot was with them. Like all kinds of '80s hair bands were with them. But that was my concert days. And then I got to see Dave Matthews again in. Actually, you know what? Dave Matthews would be kind of a close comparison to like a modern day Grateful Dead without the fiddle. If you take the fiddle out of Dave Matthews, you've got pretty much got the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
But I got to see him in Three Rivers, and I got to see him in Heinz Field, and that was insane both times on the field. Yeah, and same thing as Blink-182. Like everybody was high. So,
dude, I loved seeing Dave Matthews Band live, man.
They are a good live band. That's one of the most disappointing things in my opinion. Blink's kind of that way too. Like when you see them live, you're like,
it's not the same.
Right.
But seeing actually Travis play the drums, is crazy. You can't even see the dude's arms.
Musically, they're great. Vocally, they're a little shaky. But
vocally, it's horrible.
But actually see it like I said, see Travis play the drums. I was like, wow, this dude's it was like seeing Tommy Lee live play the drums. I was like, wow,
I never got to. I never got to. Wow. Never seen him. Never seen AC/DC either. I've been trying for years. Hi, Bearded PokeTuber. Thanks for coming in.
Never seen AC/DC either. Don't know why.
And you're not going to, because well, you can, but what Axl Rose is their head man now, and that's just awful.
Yeah.
No, but had no idea who my first concert was with. I think either Dixie Chicks or Korn. At least you're laughing at yourself, because that's two opposite ends of this.
I've saw Korn, but never did that.
I saw, you know who I did see live that was
one.
Korn. I don't know if I'd fit in at a Korn concert.
No.
But
you'd be okay.
You know who was really good live? Stone Temple Pilots, when Scott Weiland was still alive.
I was like, now?
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that has to be back in the day, because
Rosie's got my T-shirt. We sold it on Poshmark. I looked at it and I'm like, when was I a large? But we sold it on Poshmark at Stone Temple Pilots. That was a great show at Civic Arena. He did awesome. One of the best shows I've ever seen. The oldest band I listened to is Rosemary Clooney from Mambo Italiano. Last rock concert we went to was Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. That's awesome. I don't know who Rosemary Clooney is, though.
Same.
I know the song Mambo Italiano, but I only know the Dean Martin version of it. Clearly, I like a plethora of music, not just the Dead, apparently. Yeah, Korn. I hope Korn didn't open for the Dixie Chicks, because that would have just been weird.
That almost
Imagine
be like
a setup for that.
Yeah, that would almost be like Sevendust and Creed, two different.
Yeah. Well,
like,
can you imagine the Dixie Chicks opening up for Korn? What that crowd would look like?
No.
Yeah. Mark says, I went to a concert and the police officer held up a cabbie and said, show me where did they touch you?
Oh my goodness.
Love Dave Matthews Band. They have great music. Yeah, they do, for sure.
Yeah.
Warp Tour for me, 2009, 2008. I think I was at that too.
I always wanted to go to Warp Tour because it looked cool, but then I realized it isn't.
Yeah.
And I mean, the only reason I wanted to go to was because it had the word Vans on it, and that's it.
When I was in high school, I wanted my mom to let me go to Woodstock 95 when I was 15. She wouldn't let me go. I didn't know why, but she wouldn't let me go. I really wanted to go to 95.
I was 4 years old.
I was 15. Yeah. You want to see something awesome? Check out early Aquabots. Travis Barker was the drummer under the name Prince Adam. Interesting.
Really?
Okay.
Never heard of him.
I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah. See. Saw Def Leppard. You can only see one of his arms.
Yep.
Funny. You do know the drummer only has one arm, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen him live. Yeah.
What was
his Funko even has one arm. It's funny.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not laughing because he has one arm, just the Funko. They actually went in that detail.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
that's
wow,
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
STP, my kid loves the shirt, wears it pretty often. See, there you go. Nice. Your wife's was Smash Mouth and Sugar Ray and Christina Aguilera all together. By the way, hello boys, just popped in to say hi, listening.
Yeah, that'd be a weird concert too.
That would be an odd concert. Yeah.
I want to see the setup
Hey,
for
Jen.
that though. I still want to see this. I want to see if they really did the Dixie chicken corn setup. That'd be funny.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Country and like really had no. I wouldn't think so.
I'm just picturing a bunch of like emu kids standing around with a bunch of people with cowboy hats on and belt buckles.
Singing
It
wide,
sounds like a bad bar fight is about to happen.
singing wide open spaces. I would die.
Oh,
See
my
them all
God.
out there together.
I know.
And then the corn comes on, they're punching themselves in the face.
Some of the best weekends of my life. Warped Tour was 97 through 05 here. I thought the Warped Tour went a little further than that. I swear there was an 08 or 09.
I think they finished it. I think they stopped in 09, didn't they?
I think so. I thought so too. Because I swear there was a Warped Tour in Golden Gate Park when I lived in San Francisco, and I left in 2000. Or I was there. I left here in 2007, so it would have to have been. So, Susan, the Hall & Oates was my first concert, 1982. Hall & Oates, good band too. Jane's Addiction was one of the most underrated. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. Gravity Good says mashup with the Disney Chicks and Korn would be like Earl's Gotta Die, then enters Korn with some die lyrics. That's true.
So true.
God. Come on, Shorty. No.
Wait, you never seen the Backstreet Boys live?
No. No. Closest I ever got to seeing Backstreet Boys was one time I was in Vegas and they were headlining a concert at the Planet Hollywood. That's as close as I've gotten to seeing a Backstreet Boys concert, and probably the closest I ever will.
We missed them. We missed them by a week again in Vegas. They were there the next week.
I'm devastated.
I am too. I'm depressed.
So depressed. Maybe next time we'll get lucky.
I did want to see a System of a Down live when I was in high school, but I don't think I would want to do that now.
No, it'd be like seeing Korn.
Yeah.
Adam really likes John Denver. No, not so much. For the record, those were two completely different venues.
Okay.
Okay.
We figured
It's just the imagination of it. It would be interesting.
his records don't. John Denver's records don't sell. That's true. I think it was 2013. Yeah, I went every year. And 1 year after I graduated in 2011. So wow, the Vans Warped Tour made it that far.
I mean, I checked that they're still apparently having it now, though.
No, wow.
I just don't think it's called Vans Warped Tour anymore, though.
That just means we're getting old, is what that means.
Yeah.
We don't pay attention to concerts anymore. Backstreet Boys trading cards are worthless. That is true. Yes.
They have trading cards?
Yeah. What's going on? Oh, there we go. Yes, all three. Sugar Ray was wasted, and there were some naughty things going on in the lawn behind us. Kind of crazy. Then Christina came on last, singing "Genie in a Bottle," and it was weird. Weird. I went to school with her, by the way, in case anybody's wondering. She was in my school before she went to the Mickey Mouse Club. Yeah, she was in. She went to my school, and she would have graduated with our year, but she was homeschooled and moved to LA and became a big shot by then. But yeah. If you look her up, she's I'm not going to say the name of my high school, but if you look her up, you could figure it out. She was in Wexford, Pennsylvania, which is just north of me.
Did you ever talk to her?
No.
No.
No. So Rachel, we're talking about first concert. So if you want to tell us what the first concert you were at, that would be cool. We no, but she was supposedly, because you know how like kids transfer classes or something like that, and the teacher never gets the memo, and then they continue to do roll call with that person. It becomes an ongoing joke that this person's never here, but the teacher still calls out their name.
Right.
That's the only reason I remember the name, is because she would jokingly be like, "Oh, Christina's not here again," or something like that. So it's the only reason I ever remembered it. But yeah, that was one of our school's claim to fame. We actually have a couple actors that came out of the school too. I can't remember. One of them's in that new show on HBO, The Flight Attendant. So,
a lot of famous actors came from Pennsylvania, huh?
Famous actors? Not that many.
Or the musicians?
Not many musicians. We well, maybe the Philly side, but our big. I think I have his record here. One of our big claims of fame is Donnie Iris. Came from here. You don't know who he is, I'm sure, but
no.
I'm sure, Jimmy, you've heard of him.
Yeah.
He came from Pittsburgh. and they play his songs all the way. We have a local band called the Clarks. They kind of made it big. I think they had some songs on the Billboard. But Pittsburgh,
Few, right?
Yeah, they do tour in Ohio.
Yeah.
But if you go out west, nobody knows who they are.
Yeah.
There's mostly sports stars who comes out of Western Pennsylvania, because we have what's his name? Michael Keaton came from Pittsburgh. Guy that wrote the Night of the Living Dead came from here. Goldblum? Jeff Goldblum is a Pittsburgher. There's a couple other ones. Not many.
I think that's what it might have been actually. Athletes that are coming from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, lots of athletes. We got a lot of those. System of a Down's great live, apparently. And again, I don't even like music. Hi, Swamp Picker. Thanks for coming in.
Hey.
My son always comes home from the Blink 182 and the Warped Tour shows with injuries. I had no pity. It's true. They brought it back in 2019, the Warped Tour.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Also seen Rob Zombie at Ozfest. I've been to a couple Ozfests. Rob Zombie, yeah, I don't think that would be a good one. So, I legit just joined your live, liked, and sold a $165 dress. Everyone hit the live. See,
nice.
Like
Nice.
So it works. Let's see. I was going in the golden age of the Warped Tour back when Kid Rock first started out. I've actually seen Kid Rock a couple times, and he's really good live. But that was when Joe C was with him, and his original drummer, who was a woman. And they were really good. Started out with NoFX, Blink, Bad Religion, Rancid, MX, PX, Dropkick Murphys were the staples. Interesting.
Wow.
First concert, maybe 1,000 Foot Crutch. I don't know who they are.
No
I
idea.
didn't know. Yep. Perry Como's from Pittsburgh. There you go. I see so many people went to school with 40 years ago, and they know me, and I have no idea who they are. Same.
Same.
Yeah. I saw an old girlfriend, and oh boy, glad she dumped me. Our class was massive. We had one of the biggest graduating classes of our high school, and I've seen people are always like, "Oh, you went to school with this person," and I'm like, "Okay." I don't have no clue who they are. I never hung out with them, so
same.
Yeah. Rusted Root band from Pittsburgh. You know who they are? They're kind of hippie music too.
Man, I've never heard of them.
You've heard them on commercials. The Enterprise commercial. Oh boy, that's
okay.
That's
yeah, okay.
Yep.
See.
But yeah, smart move on them selling out to commercials, because that's some money coming in for the rest of your life right there.
Oh yeah.
So. But yeah, that's we. Not a lot of people from. I don't know about Eastern Pennsylvania. I don't know. I really don't know. But
Anti-Flag, I think they're from Pittsburgh.
Might be. I don't know. Doesn't sound like something that would come from this town.
Well, they're like punkish. Those. I mean, they're
Yeah,
like one of those. They would open up for Blake Blank or something. I mean, that's kind of the band they are.
Okay.
I'm just trying to.
Yeah, I know. I never cared to know where
Coast.
people came from.
Yeah.
Your town, well, L.A. Lots.
Yeah, but I don't like most of them.
Oh, Anti-Flag. They're DC. Okay.
DC. There you go.
It's close to Pittsburgh. I'm joking.
Wow. First concert was the Carpenters. That's a good one. When people speak of music, I think of two banjos and Bert. Okay. Anti-Flag is DC. That kind of makes a little more sense, actually, with their name. No.
True.
We're almost at the 2-hour marker. So,
wow.
Yeah, time flies when you're talking about music and concerts and whatever.
Flea markets.
Flea markets, yeah. Yeah, we went to a lot of concerts when I was younger. Like, we have an amphitheater out here that has like a lawn section, and the lawn seats are cheap, like really cheap. And so we used to go all the time. And actually, the Dead's going to be here in July, and we were talking about going, but nobody wants to go with us, so maybe we will go, maybe we won't. I don't know. So, either way, what do you guys got coming up this week? Whoever wants to go first can go first.
All right. Well, again, I don't have anything planned. Mine's literally just comes randomly, like the whole whatnot situation that I just did. A short video of it blew up, and we already know why. But yeah, my videos just come out randomly if anything new comes out with the marketplaces, even if it's already known or made by other YouTubers. I still make it because some people just want to hear from me. I guess I don't know. And my whatnot auctions are basically done now. I'm not gonna have any more unless I'm just gonna research and test the waters with more higher value shoes and see how that goes. But other than that, I don't have anything planned. I got one rant video that I still need to make that I completely forgot about because life, busy, other stuff.
Of course.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah. I mean, another thing about I actually put my link in the chat because the link on the description box still isn't working.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
No worries. But yeah, other than that, don't have anything planned. I'll be back here next Monday with you guys.
Cool.
And yeah, that's all I got.
All right, Jimmy.
For right now, yeah. Again, on whatnot, I don't know. We're talking about maybe doing one, but I don't know because like you sell an $80 T-shirt, you're like, shit, is it worth it anymore, right? But yeah. So 7 p.m. Sunday, my channel's the Jimmy and John show, and yeah, we're back here on Monday. I may do a what sold if these sales keep going. I might do my first ever what sold. So
there you go. Awesome.
Just to get the channel on something, right?
Yeah, there you go. As promised, I told you guys I'd do it, and it's filmed and edited, and I just gotta render it because I wasn't gonna actually starve my computer and let it render a video while it's trying to stream live at the same time. So,
yeah,
I'm gonna render it as soon as we get done here and upload it, so it'll be out tomorrow at 7. Tips and tricks getting through some tough times where might be heading towards a recession, might not, but either way, sales are down. Everybody's kind of a little panicked, so just a little something to kind of give you some thought in what you do, and how we're kind of dealing with some slow sales, and so forth. So that's kind of what we're doing. So tomorrow, 7:00, that'll be out, and then me and Sarah are live again on Thursday, and then same. We're bailing. I think we're out on whatnot altogether. So no whatnot auction for us on Friday. We'll just be live again on Sunday, and I think.
I was gonna ask, when are you having your first guest on Thursdays again?
We're starting again. First one that's booked right now is Shorty Resells is going to be on the 30th, and Rachel and her husband want to come on at some point. So Rachel, let me know a Thursday after the 16th of June what will work for you guys, and we'll get you on. But yeah, the 30th is going to start back up again, having some guests on. So I know Superfast Tortoise wants to come on, and I'd like to have him on because we told him we'd follow up with him a couple months into his reselling career. So we're going to do that, and then but yeah, not till afterwards. And I'm just trying to look and see what our schedule is like, because we're live this Sunday, and then the following Sunday we will be in Atlantic City. So that'll be the last live show for us next Sunday. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah, that's about all we got coming up. So and then the three of us will be back here next Monday. So come check us out, and we'll see you guys next Monday. Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Didn't have it up. It was just there it is.
Good day, sir.